What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Race.
The world-famous Lightning McQueen is still at the top of his game in the racing world. Will this be the last race McQueen enters, especially with Cars 4 on the way? Following the 2006 release of the first Cars, which introduced the world to the racing sensation Lightning McQueen, Disney Pixar focused on the antics of Lightning's comical sidekick and friend, the tow truck Mater. In 2011, the sequel Cars 2. The decision earned the animation studio by far its worst critical reception to date. 6 years after the second Cars movie, Spy Capper Adventures, the third film in the series Cars 3, offers a course correction for the franchise by putting Lightning back in the spotlight and returning the series to its roots in the sports racing movie genre. A Car 3 surpasses its predecessor in terms of heartfelt storytelling and unique animation, but it falls short of setting a high standard for the Cars series. The story for Cars 3 is a variation on the mentor-mentee sports story from the first Cars movie, with Lightning now in the position of being the more seasoned and patient but also delusioned racer that the late Paul Newman's Doc Hudson was in the first Cars. The story is credited to 4 different writers, including the film's director Brian Fee. One of the touching aspects of Cars 3 is how it honors the late Newman by examining the long-lasting influence Doc had on Lightning and how their experiences were similar to one another. However, Doc Hudson plotline feels a little bit out of place in the overall context of Cars 3, much like the existential crisis Lightning must confront in the movie. This is because the movie itself is more of a torch-passing tale about Lightning and Cruz Ramirez than a fitting conclusion to Lightning's transformation into a seasoned veteran in his own right from an arrogant rookie sensation. Along with several spin-offs, Cars have also sparked several short films, video games, and the Planes film series. This series lasted 2 films, and while a third installment was planned, it was shelved due to the closure of Disney Toon Studios. The Cars franchise and its star, Owen Wilson's Lightning McQueen, have grossed over $1 billion worldwide, and much more in merchandise. So, will Cars 4 ever happen? When it comes to the release date of Cars 4, we've already mentioned how the filmmakers haven't disclosed much about it. However, at the Cars 3 meeting, the directors spilled some beans for the fans, saying that it was a good opportunity for Cars 4 and they would definitely take it. Even more, one of the show's creators, Owen Wilson, stated he'd be happy to work on Cars 4 because he thinks there will soon be a ton of new adventures to experience in the upcoming film. If there's a decent narrative and a storyline to tell, because we were kind of stuck after finishing Cars 3, and the director said we would definitely be ready to tell different adventures. It is worthwhile to put in some time before the release of a new movie and characters. As an example, consider how the creators of Toy Story and The Incredibles waited until there was a good story to show. Given that neither Disney nor Pixar have commented, we anticipate the new film to be released around 2023. Pixar previously stated that Cars 4 would be released through Disney Plus in December 2020, but it never happened. As of right now, no formal announcement has been made regarding the voice cast for Cars 4. The characters will remain the same, though there may be some minor changes in the voice actors who have not yet been revealed. Just like with the other details, we can expect to see familiar voice actors in their respective roles. Starting with the main characters, Owen Wilson will hopefully provide the voice of Lightning McQueen. On the other hand, we'll have Chris D'Elia as Cruz Ramirez, Larry the Cable Guy as Mater, and Armie Hammer as the antagonist Jackson Storm. There's also some key characters from the Cars movie that can be seen in the 4th movie. Before we go any further, we wanted to let you know it's time for you to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Of course, we also have Lee Delara as Miss Fritter, Kerry Washington as Natalie Certain, Margot as Louise, Isaiah as River Scott, and Bob Peterson as Chick Hicks as well.
Hicks and Chick Hicks! I'm your host, former and forever Piston Cup champion, Chick Hicks.
Since Pixar's iconic series Cars has been a kid and animated favorite since the 2000s, fans are curious as to what the company has in store for Cars 4. We saw Lightning McQueen win the Piston Cup for the 7th time at the start of Cars 3. He appeared satisfied with his accomplishments, and no matter what, he can still compete with his opponent by using his skills and might. For obvious reasons, Sterling does not want Lightning to win, so he decides to build a new car that can compete with him. However, Sterling does not seem to be happy with this situation. Cruz's desire to be the best driver in the game was also on display, but will that ever come to pass? Cruz is another character who won over fans quickly, but it appears that she simply needs to put more effort into realizing her goals. Cruz eventually decided to acknowledge her achievement after she won the race, and Sterling thought she would make a good addition to his team, but she politely declined it. Many theories surround the fourth film's potential plot, and we believe we may learn more about McQueen's past in that film. McQueen has occasionally shared bits and pieces about his past, but we were never able to fully understand it. The upcoming movie may show McQueen when he was younger and still dreaming of being a race car. What were the factors leading to McQueen's narcissism and arrogance, and did he ever have any close relationships? Fans would absolutely adore the idea of Cars 4 taking place even before the events of the first Cars movie. In Cars 3, Ramirez teaches McQueen to accept his aging process and tells him that while he may not be able to outrace Storms in terms of speed, he can outrace Storm in terms of intelligence. However, McQueen is having trouble and is willing to accept his situation. He doesn't begin to treat her like a person until she finally loses her cool and snaps at him, telling him about her dashed dream. Inspiration gradually turns into a two-way street where each person builds the other's self-confidence. Could Ramirez finally realize her racing dream? Will McQueen triumph once more? On both accounts, the answer is probable, but what's intriguing is how the franchise might develop after this. Is it unrealistic for McQueen to portray the best race car in the world for the fourth film in a franchise that started 11 years ago? It does make sense that Pixar would retire him because Cars already addresses the aging issue, and sports stars are forced to retire earlier than most due to the nature of their careers. McQueen then had the option to pursue coaching, following the footsteps of many former sports stars. Now Cruz Ramirez, a brand new automobile, can compete to be the best. Ramirez is endearing, sweet, and will appeal to a young audience, even though Storm could return and he is a great character. We don't know how things will turn out, but we do know that viewers will watch McQueen and Ramirez embark on an exciting journey as they research the history of racing and compete in a brand new setting. Both characters will change as they come to understand what racing is and has always been about. And because of this, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. We don't know how things will turn out, but we do know that viewers will watch McQueen and Ramirez embark on an exciting journey as they research the history of racing and compete in a brand new setting. And who knows, maybe McQueen will discover how to accept a new position as Cruz's mentor. Wouldn't that be a clever way to wrap up this tale while continuing the series? See you in the next video.